Hey everybody, it is Zach here, and welcome to the live stream. Wait for some people to get on here. Oh, if you could maybe get the radio going. Oh. No. Oh, nope. Nope. Not if it's going to be Christmas music. No way. What's going on, Brandon? What's going on, Kirk? And Too Fast 65. What's going on, guys? How big was Joe's deer? This is Hopsky's Lounge. What's going on, Gino? What's going on, Mark? You know what? I think I'm going to keep this surprise alive. And I'm not going to tell you guys the size of my dad's deer. Hi, Sam. Yeah. What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Logan? My dad shot a buck. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you guys how big it was or nothing because, because I'm going to keep the surprise alive. You can tell me whatever you want, Logan. The video, yeah, you'll see it soon, I'm sure. Let's see, Eric's Outdoors. Yeah, if you follow my dad on Instagram, Northern Seclusion or Joe and Zach Survival Instagram, you'll get more updates, more of like what people are talking about. Good job, Logan. Yeah. I'm going to say my dad posts more on his Northern Seclusion channel than on the Joe and Zach Survival. Reese says, how is work and the family? It's all going very well. Busy. Yes, Donald. He is very happy that he got one this year because he's been putting in a lot of time on that stand for, you know, not really seeing a whole lot. So, Too Fast says, I just watched your guitar videos last night. Do you still play? Sporadically, but nothing like I used to. I used to play a lot, and now most of my guitars just sit around, and nothing really happens with them, which is too bad because I love playing guitar, but unfortunately, you're just so busy, it seems like, all the time, that you don't really get around to it. So, I still have all of it, though. I still have all my stuff that I've always had. I actually, Reese says, Zach, when will you have a second child? I don't have a child to begin with. A lot of people mistake Emily's kid with her and me. Emily's my sister, and her little baby Xander is Jason. Jason, you guys have probably seen Jason before. Hello. I gotta wipe this off because it looks hazy. That's better. So, I don't have any kids. Hey, Evan. Eric says, I am so happy that Joe got a deer. I've been following the channel for years. The next time you see him, can you please say, nice job on getting the deer? I will have to let him know. Howdy, Joe. So, I don't really know what I'm going to get into out here tonight. Gino says, Zach, how's your home Hobart been treating you? It's been good. Still just sits there, you know. No kids yet. Sam says no kids yet. Everyone hopefully in 2 years. Yes. The Hobart, pretty good investment. I've used it and I've been happy with it. So that's really all I can say. It works. My season, I didn't get anything. Season is ending today, or has ended today. The bike from Big Daddy 92. The bike's good. Ta-da! It's running perfect. It's really cold. It's really cold, but it is running perfect. So it's probably between 20 and 30 years from now, 20 and 30 degrees out in the garage. So it's running awesome. Sam and I went on a ride today. I am also from Texas College Station. I don't know what that means, but cool. Gino says you need a bullet heater. Eric says, does your dad have any pictures on Instagram of the deer or say anything about the deer? He just had a picture of his gloves for gutting and said, like, nothing more needs to be said. The deed's been done. So I don't know. YouTube has their new format, and they've been pretty much age restricting every single one of our videos at first. I don't know how it happens, because, you know, it'll be like the little snippets that he puts up that are like 2 minutes long, and it'll be you know, it'll get flagged, if you will, and then we have to request it, and it's happened every single video. So I don't know how much of the deer he's going to put in there due to the fact of this whole new, you know, 3-strike you're out policy. So I guess we'll find out. Yeah, and he did eat the deer heart, which people really get grossed out by that, but the deer heart is very good. When are you going fishing? Ice fishing? Hopefully soon. It's been cold, so. Need some ape hangers? No. I do need to heat the garage, but I want to do it right and get a natural gas heater, if you will, installed. And just to buy one of those, you're talking like $500. So, and then you got to run the gas and everything else. So it's a very expensive thing. So honestly, I'd rather just sit out here in the cold. I don't have money for that. Kurt Lackner says, how could have you been, and have you had any more snow at home or the tent? We did have some snow, I think, last Friday. I don't know about the tent, though. Reese says, you hear the, you got a lot of sirens going. Reese says, Zach, they flag a lot of hunting videos. Deer meat for dinner has the same problem. I have gone ice fishing twice this season. That's pretty good. Eric says, YouTube is so dumb. Your dad always edits everything. Some people need to get over it. Hunting's our passions. Don't you agree? You know what? I do agree with that, but it just is what it is, and there's what's going on, Tyler? There's really no way to contact anybody or do anything about it. My dad and I have been on YouTube now for 6 years, I want to say, and never once have I talked to a YouTube person. It's all done through like robots and automatic responses and stuff like that. So when I actually got the stuff in order to buy the house that we live in, they had a huge fit over YouTube because there was no way for them to contact anybody to prove that I was making the income. It shows on my taxes, I have all the paperwork, but that's not good enough. And because of that, we actually had to push off the closing date for, I don't know, a week or two or something like that. Like, it really messed it all up. So it messed up my whole, they had to rewrite my whole entire mortgage. I had to end up paying more on it. Like, it was a whole big deal. So because they can't get a hold of anybody through YouTube. So yeah. You guys have been on YouTube for 9 years. Well, yeah. So 9 years. That's a long time. Holy crap. I didn't think we were on there that long. But yeah, it's a big deal. And I think it's hard enough to get loans and stuff like that. So Kirk says, so you get paid for being on YouTube? Yes. 2011? Well, whatever. Gino asked how old I am. I am 23. And then Kirk, yes. If you watch Joe and Zach Survival, or even this channel, there's ads on the videos, and that is how it works. We get paid through those ads. Big Daddy says, YouTube is a big thing. They could have someone to talk to. Well, you would think there would be somebody. You know, I don't know. I think really large channels do get people that talk to them, but you know, even for a milestone of 100,000, nothing. One Mac Carac 1 says, do you smoke weed? Nope, I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. I drink coffee. But I live my life away from all of that stuff. You don't need that stuff. Froglegger says, other channels with that amount of subscribers, you think you get personal service? I think after 100,000. Well, we haven't been contacted by anybody. We haven't had anything like that happen. You guys busy next week at all? I'll be home Wednesday. Sam, you can answer that. Wisconsin Prepper says, I think we need to get Joe over there to finish the garage and heat it. Sam says, I've been dating Zach and only been together for 7 years. They started in 2011. Eric says, Zach, how did you guys make the rocket with the pumpkin? It was one of the first videos. Rocket with the pumpkin. Boy, oh boy. If I knew, I don't know what you're talking about. At the tent. Oh. Well, let me tell you guys something that's really cool that you should not do. MN Fishing, yeah, your messages are coming through. Let's see. What was I? Oh, so if you take gunpowder and you take, you know, I don't know, a random amount, and you wrap it with duct tape, and then from there you take a piece of paper towel and you wrap it up like a wick, and you soak that with lighter fluid, of course, and then you light that. It actually makes a pretty slow burning wick, and essentially you can make yourself a firework, if you will, because it's not really super boomy, but it just kind of is cool. And if you take a traffic cone and you make a duct tape ball of gunpowder with the wick and you put it over that, you'll actually, if you do it, it might take a couple tries, but if you do that, you'll get one of the awesomest smoke rings you've ever seen in your life. Just goes right up that cone, and when it comes out, you know, it's just tiny. And it goes and it goes and it goes for, I think, like probably 10 or 15 minutes. So, yeah. David says, Zach, stop. You are now teaching a dumb bomb making course on YouTube. Not really. You can take it however you want. So, whatever. If you're not smart enough to do that, I can't help you. That's the same thing as a how to load your muzzle loader video on YouTube. It's the same thing. Ain't nobody care. How's the scooter? Still hard to start? I just had it running a little bit ago. When it's cold out, right? You see my breath. But it starts better than it ever has, and runs better than it ever has. I actually took it on a top speed run, and I got 37.5 miles per hour out of the thing. Kind of going downhill, not maximum downhill, but just at a downhill slant. We were cooking, and that's in like the dead of winter, so I'm hoping that it goes pretty fast in the summer. So MN Fishing says, I love Joe. The guy's a legend. That's awesome. Mike asked if it was a buck or a doe. I think I'm going to keep that a secret too. If you don't know, you'll just have to wait and watch the video. So, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We'll just keep that a secret so everyone has to stay on their toes. It should be up, I'm imagining, by Wednesday. If I had to put a thing on it. Now, now he is going down to Louisiana for Thanksgiving, so hopefully he can get it up before then. I guess we'll find out. If not, he'll have lots of time down there to do it. So, does your dad and grandpa work together? I don't know. You know, I don't really ask my dad about work too much. Maybe. I really don't know much about what he does or who he has work for him, so I know that in the past they have, you know, if my dad's really busy or something and he needs an extra hand and somebody that knows what to do, then yeah, I'll have my grandpa work. But someone asked, your dad's still shooting the Axis? Yeah, I think so. I think he had it out there. He got a new scope and stuff for it. He made a video about that, so he has it working better than ever. So, does your dad have his own business? Yes, he does. My dad works in his own business. How much land do you guys have up at the tent? Is your grandpa's cabin and the tent on the same piece of land? We have, well, my dad has, how many acres? I thought he answered that. Like 15 acres or 20 acres or something like that. MN Fishing says, I saw a pack of 6 wolves from my stand today in Reamer, Minnesota. Yeah, the wolves are pretty populated recently. I'm going to do a little scouting this winter and see you later, Eric. And check out this new area that's about an hour from me, because I'm hoping that I can get into maybe some better populated deer area. You know, still go up north for opener, but then have an area here that I can run to and go hunting on the weekends. I think that would work out pretty good. Not sure though, but yeah. Kind of on a way off topic note, I'm thinking of redoing my workshop area here. I'm thinking of removing one of these sides and just having like an L style workbench. And that way I can put something taller or whatever on the side. I'm thinking of building like I got like these caster wheels, and I'm thinking of building a stand deal that'll hold both my toolboxes on top, and then have the casters underneath it so I can wheel it and work on stuff. Because a lot of people say, why don't you just get a full-sized cabinet type thing? But the reason why I have, maybe you guys can't see it, no, I do not want to stop my live stream. I have these 2 matching Craftsman three drawer top boxes, and I do that because it's whenever I go, you know, on a vacation with Sam or, you know, up north or whatever, I take the box and I bring it with me, because if I have any problems on the road, it has all my tools in it. And that's something you really, I guess they make the tool stands with like a removable top, but it's just easier to do that. And so I have 2 of them because it's, you know, I can bring one or the other or whatever, and so I want to keep that system. The Eskimo, this is a Quick Fish 3i, meaning it's 3-person insulated, and that there I got on sale from a store called Shields, and I believe it was right around $200 or $250, but I can't quite remember, so don't quote me on that. But it was definitely, I didn't pay more than $300 for it for sure. But I'm thinking it was like $200 or maybe under in the hundreds. I can't quite remember, but it wasn't a ton of money, and that is a really awesome thing. You pop it up, it literally takes you minutes, and yes. Curtis says, since you want to surprise us about your dad's buck, when will we see the video? Can't tell you, man. I don't know. Troy says, Zach, I think they'll be fishing here in a couple weeks. You think? I'm in Wilmer. My buddy is fishing in that same Eskimo grate for super windy days. And Emin Fishing says, okay, I just bought a Vexilar fish finder. And then he said, thanks. Yeah, so fishing on windy days, that thing stays really, really warm. In fact, last year there was a day where it was just nice and sunny. That was the day that my dad and I went out there, and we had it all popped up, and the sun coming through the windows was more than enough to heat that thing. It was actually so hot we had to open the door. And yeah, I'm live streaming from my phone. It's a Galaxy S7. Gino asked if I've ever been saltwater fishing. I have not. I think it would be fun to do something like that, but I've never done it. Maybe one day. Oh, what else do we got going on here? H. Friesen asked if there's any chance that he could hunt with our family. I don't think so. MN Fishing asked, what is Sarah doing right now? I have no idea. She lives like an hour from me, so I have no idea what she's doing. Probably something. Zach, is it tough to find a spot with permission to hunt down by home? Yes, around here it is super duper hard, and that's why I said the spot I'm looking at is about an hour away. So that's why it's a lot easier out there. But around here, this town I think normally has like 70,000 people living in it, and it's really surrounded by a lot of farm fields. So a lot of the people that are in this town are school kids and stuff like that. So people around here, farmers and stuff, they always, you can find spots, but, you know, it is what it is. This spot here is about an hour away, and it's WMA, so I don't have to ask anybody. And it's in an area that's pretty country. Everybody there has farms and stuff like that. So talking to the person that actually kind of told me about this, it seems like everybody there kind of hunts on farm fields and stuff like that. They all have families with farms out there. So I'm hoping that I can go in there and there won't be a lot of pressure. But you never know, and that's why I have to go and scout it. But we'll see. You know, I mean, all in all, deer hunting is, have a good night. Deer hunting is not my favorite sport to do. I love duck hunting, and now I really got into goose hunting, and I love that too. So, honestly, I love duck hunting, but yeah. Where did your dad buy his metal grate that he uses to cook over the fire that's out in front of the tent? I'm thinking that it was a gift from his girlfriend Melissa, if I'm remembering that right. She got it for him for maybe Christmas or something like that. So you have to ask him, I guess, on what it is, what brand it is. I don't know. Gosh, coffee out here is good. Is a good thing. Got it in a thermos. Stays hot. Walmart sells them. Yeah, maybe that's where. I have no idea. I guess it's Walmart. Go check out your local Walmart. Big Daddy says, I went to that thrift store that you got your boots at. Yeah, man. Still wearing them. every day. I love these things. Used them duck hunting, used them goose hunting, and they haven't let me down. They're nice and warm. We went to the Mall of America yesterday and I wore them there. They look good with my jeans, and having a nice, I was unsure about like a 10-inch tall boot, how that would feel, and it gives me a lot of ankle support. So Paul says, do you shoot 3.5-inch shotgun shells for goose hunting? I personally don't. My gun does not take 3.5s. I've shot 3.5s out of my gun, and if you do research on it, you'll kind of, good night honey, I love you. If you do research on 3.5-inch shells, you kind of learn that 3.5-inch shells are kind of inaccurate and don't seem to, they're way more expensive. So if you just get a 3-inch with like a BB or I think I heard people using like double-aught or even one shot size, it actually works out pretty good. So it's really how close can you get them, and yeah, you can buy the 3.5s, but they kick really hard and they're not a very good one to shoot. And goose hunting is really, you gotta call them in, you gotta get them to set, because geese are extremely tough birds. So you gotta really convince them to get close so you can actually nail them with a good shot. I mean, people can shoot them with 2 3/4 if they're good enough, right? The Slag says, great videos, just bought myself an old Coleman pop-up camper. What methods of heat did you use, and what kind of electronics do you plug into the power? For ours, we have... for electronics wise, we have the 2 lights, which I converted to LEDs. Let me go grab them. I can show you the exact ones. So the actual bulbs within the camper, and for like the porch light, I converted to these super nice LEDs, and they throw out a different light. I'm not going to say it's more light than a normal bulb, but they use like 0 electricity. Using my multimeter, I measured the battery when I came back from duck hunting. I used it for duck hunting and what was it? Use it for duck hunting. Yeah, and when I measured it, it was still reading at, I think, 12 point something for the power level, which is like a full charge battery. So they use nothing. And that's when I'm just doing battery power, I can only run these 2 lights on the inside, and then the porch light. The plug-in doesn't work, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't work to like charge anything. So then I have to charge my phone using, my dad and Melissa got us little portable charger things, and I plug that into the truck during the day. Then at nighttime, plug it into my phone, and I can actually get 2 or 3 charges out of that block. And 2 or 3 cell phone charges out of one block. And then when we are plugged into power, I have the 2 lights, and then an LED, a 40-foot LED light. You can check it out because I made a video about it. And I plug that in, and the lights go all the way around the top and into one of our main sleeping bunk. So you turn that on, and then it's really illuminated in there. And then we have 2 outlets, and we can charge our phones and do that. Now, as far as the heat goes, when I was up duck hunting and deer hunting, I just used a buddy heater and a 20-pound propane tank. So that worked really good. I ran the big buddy heater on medium and high, a little bit of low. Like when we were in there, we had it on low, but when we were actually in there, it was on medium, and at nighttime we turned it off. But when we ran that, I invested in a carbon monoxide detector, because you're gonna want this. This thing is so loud, it'll wake you up if you're sleeping. And duck hunting, I had that thing on and I took my 2 or 3 hour nap. Never a problem. You know, the pop-up is not airtight. One thing I will say is if you're going to go out like winter, try to put snow up underneath because the floor was really, really cold. But yeah, these LED bulbs create no heat, and that's crucial because heat is actually like power loss, if you will. And in the summertime, the last thing you want at night is more heat because it's hot in those things. The Slag says, thanks for the LED tip. Also, ever thought of using solar power as an alternative source? Would like to see your little buddy heater set up sometimes. There's so many mixed videos. I'll have to show you. Good going to bed, Zach. Have a good, safe night. That's from Too Fast 65. Have a good night. Paul says, I duck hunt on Lake Winnebagosh and did pretty good this year. That's awesome. Yeah. So, so you can get this whole bag, which I think there's probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 8 of them in here. No, there's 7. There's 7 of them in here, and I used 3. So this was a 10-pack, and for 10 of these, I think it was $6. And like I said, I used my multimeter to measure that battery, and this is an Interstate battery from that Chevy Tahoe that I had, and it died and would not start the Chevy Tahoe even after a charge. It did not have enough juice in it to start that Tahoe, but yet it holds enough charge to run these little LEDs all weekend, no problem. So, yeah. Fair enough. There you go. Ben M says, do you eat the fish when you catch them ice fishing? Yeah, I got fish in the freezer from last year ice fishing. We fillet them up. I mean, sometimes no. A lot of summer fishing that we do, I just put them back because it's such a pain. Filleting fish really sucks. I don't care who you are. It's not fun. So the fun is in catching the fish. So a lot of times I'll just release them. Ice fishing too, you know. I'm more of like, I don't need a year's supply of fish. I just want a little bit, and I really enjoy going out there and having fun. So I really only need enough for like a meal or two because we don't make fish like that. We don't eat fish like that very often. We eat a lot of like tilapia and stuff. All right, what else do people say? What kind of fish do you normally catch? That would depend on summer fishing or ice fishing, but summer fishing, I love to catch bass and northerns. Don't do very much walleye fishing. I just never was brought up doing that type of fishing, but I do want to get into it. And then bobber fishing, it's just whatever. Normally that's just sunfish in the summertime. Bobber fishing in the winter, that could be a crappie or a perch. Or even sunfish, I guess. But northern, you put a nice big sucker minnow on there. So I like, in the winter, I like to do northerns and crappies. And in the summer, I like to do bass and northerns and some occasional sunfish or panfish, or whatever you want to refer to them as. Troy says, any luck with walleyes? We don't really fish for walleyes. There's supposedly some in that lake, but we never really try for it. Some people get them there, but yeah, we have had no luck with that. Chuck says, how's the truck running for you? So far, so good. It's running perfect. Doesn't skip a beat. Put a lot of miles on it so far. I think I've put on like over 10,000 miles now. Really just drove it. So it's been a high mileage year, a lot of gas, but works good. Dr. EXT says, where do you guys go duck hunting at? Ottertail is a great walleye lake. I'm not going to tell anybody where we go duck hunting at. Tommy says, cool, similar fish here in Ontario. Mari 2305 says, here in New York we have black sea bass, strippers and sculp, also called porgies. Porgies? And then Tommy says, thank you for the reply. Yeah. And sometimes we get rock bass, but around here, Northwoods, you keep your mouth shut. You don't want me to mute you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes we get rock bass, but they have worms and stuff like that, so we normally put them back. Thank you, Northwoods. Yeah, hot coffee. Anyways, trying to think of what else I can really talk to you guys about. Let's see, we've been on here 35 minutes, so I have a while. I normally like to do a live stream for about an hour. I find that works out pretty good. A lot of questions get answered, and after like 45 minutes, everybody really quiets down. Already, you know, the questions are a lot less, but they come and go in spurts and stuff like that. Yeah, don't really know what else I'm going to get into. I might work on organizing some of my shelving because I haven't done that yet. And yeah, I don't really know what else. I was attempting to put this light bar on the truck. I was going to put it behind the grill. I actually got 2 light bars like this. I don't know where the other one's at. It's hanging around here somewhere, but have a good night, Big Daddy. But it's so tight behind that grill, I can't get anything to really work out. I can get a little 20-inch one to fit into the actual bumper of it. And I could just drill a hole and bolt this to the bumper, but that truck is so new and I really don't want to put holes in it. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to really be able to do a lot of modifications to it right now as far as that goes. I kind of care too much about how it looks, but I think these are actually nice and bright ones, and I really do like these, but they'll have to just wait, I guess. I don't know. Gino says, Zach, ever think of starting your own welding business? No, not really. I think of starting other businesses, but not welding, because the certifications that I need to actually do my job at work are very, very expensive, and I can just be like a freelance welder or, you know, work for myself. But to actually get into that business, if you're doing it, if I was going to do it, I would want a portable welder / generator to sit on the back of the truck, and to actually get one of those, you're talking thousands of dollars, probably $5,000 for a unit worth having, a name brand Miller or Lincoln, and then you got to pay for that, and you got to find ways to pay for it. And how are you going to make yourself stand out in a crowd of people that do that? Is, hey, I have my, you know, 1G, 2G, 3G certifications. I am fully certified for all these different ones, and it's just the amount of overhead to get into it is not necessarily something that you just kind of start. It's something that you do like later on in life, I feel. So, and you have to know your stuff like really, really, really well. You have to know exactly how to weld something and the exact right amperage you're going to use, and you have to be very knowledgeable. And although I could probably do that, I would want to have full confidence in myself that I'd be able to. So, you know, if someone wanted to bring me some work, you know, I thought maybe I could build like a trailer, or maybe I could build something, yada, 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 to make some cash on the side. But once you start actually breaking it down, people aren't going to buy your trailer for, you know, your 5x8 or 5x10 heavy trailer. They're not going to buy it for $3,000. They're going to go to Tractor Supply, Northern Tool, Fleet Farm. They're going to buy that one for $1,000 because they don't care. People don't, unless you weld, you don't really realize how much quality or not quality goes into something. Like, I was looking at the cheap 4x8 trailers at Northern Tool, and I could not believe how junky those welds are. And people, I would buy one. And I'm a welder, right? I would buy one because they're cheap. And that's, you know, that's just how it is. It's the society that we live in. So yes, finding a product that you can build or a product that you can help people with, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is building forklift baskets, and even that is a tough market. But you have to be in a market where people have money to spend. So docks, maybe forklift baskets, heavy duty repair, stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff is heavy duty repair. You can make a ton of money in that, but you better have that $5,000 machine on the back of your truck and the ability to go and do it. So yeah, that's where you'd want to make the investment of nice expensive equipment. So Imar 2035 says, I think welding is an awesome skill. I wish I knew how to weld. Go to your local community college and do welding for leisure. That's normally a course there, and pay the $200 and they will gladly teach you how to weld. You know, welding is not a hard skill. You can give anybody a simple wire feed welder and let them putz with it and show them a picture, and as soon as they know what a weld looks like and what to look for, they can weld. But I work with people that have went to school, and then I work with people that have not went to school, and the amount of knowledge you've learned from schooling is uncomparable to what people want to learn to weld, but they don't want to learn anything else about welding. So when you go to a course to learn, they teach you like metallurgy and how to do spark tests on metal, and you know what you can weld and what you shouldn't weld, and you'll get sick if you weld on galvanized, and people don't know that. And people, you know, why when I weld this did it warp? Well, that's because of how it heats up and how it shrinks, and there's a lot more to it than people think. So yeah, but I love welding. Just don't know if I'll love it forever. Kind of have a couple projects in mind that I'll have to keep you guys posted on. I'm going to be building a small shed to sit on the side of the garage, in between the garage and the fence, so that I can put like my lawnmower, my weed whipper, summer stuff in the shed. Since I have all the shingles right here, I do have siding if I was going to side it, but I'm thinking it's not that important of a shed. But we'll see how it all works out. I don't work with wood, so it's probably going to be a dilapidated piece if I even get around to it. But so I'm going to be doing that, and then that 4x8 trailer, I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to rip it all apart, and we're going to get that baby back into a 4x8 trailer, but it's going to be a winter project. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to get it all the wood and stuff taken off of it, the box, if you will, get that all taken off, and I'm going to be welding on some parts so that it's a true 4-foot frame, and with that I can put real fenders on it, and I can do it up really nice. So that's going to be kind of my winter project, because it just, I don't know, just kind of decided, like, the enclosed thing, I tried to sell it, no one was interested in it. I dropped the price, no one was still interested in it, and it's not doing me very much good. All it's doing is storing some stuff for me outside right now, locked up in there. So I would rather have a decent trailer, but I use a trailer during the summer months, but not during the winter months, and so I got to get it in here, and we'll get her all torn apart and go from there. But seems like the comments have really died down on the live stream, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thanks for commenting if you commented, and feel free to watch other videos of mine, and stay tuned for more updates. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will talk to you later.